Welcome on into the Friday night 360 AZ preview show. She's Haley Stasiak. I'm Jordan Ham. Each and every Wednesday at 11:15, we're going to be previewing the upcoming week in the high school football season. And with this week, no high school games happening, so we're just going to kind of do more of a broad strokes of the season, a broader look. Haley, can you imagine that it's already here?
You know, the summer has gone by so quickly. It seems like just yesterday you and I were out at Diamondbacks opening day, and we were kind of moving through the high school stuff, getting acclimated. It's my first football season out here in Arizona, full football season. So I'm looking forward to it. Week 0 next week. It's going to be exciting.
So we have a great show for you. IMG Academy head coach Kevin Wright is going to be joining us. He's going to be taking on the Chandler Wolves a few weeks from now. And when you look at this team on scout.com, the top 200 recruits in this class, 11 of them go to IMG. For the 2019 class, 7. So plenty of talent. They travel all over. They get to go to Chandler a few weeks from now, so that's going to be awesome. We're also going to have Ralph Amsden from Arizona Varsity on the show as well. He is a guy who is very tapped in, really knows his stuff, not only in Chandler but throughout the entire state. So a great guy to have on. And with that, we're going to go ahead and bring in Coach Kevin Wright of the IMG Academy. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm happy to join you this afternoon.
So you guys travel everywhere throughout the country, play the elite programs throughout the entire country. What does this trip to Chandler a few weeks from now accomplish for you guys? And how do you think playing this Chandler Wolf team will help you become a better football team?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, anytime that you're able to, especially from a high school standpoint, take a group of kids and travel across country and into another environment, play maybe a little bit different type of brand of football than what you're used to. And, Chandler with their program and all the things that they've been able to accomplish is something that to start off the year is big for us. It's a big measuring stick in a lot of different ways, and we know that they've got a really good group of players coming back. They're very well coached, so it's probably be a little bit of a hostile environment, and it's on ESPN, so it doesn't get much better than that in high school football.
Coach, many people out here in Arizona may not know what IMG Academy is all about. So what is it about the academic and athletic opportunities that your players receive that makes IMG so unique?
Yeah, IMG Academy has been around for almost 40 years. I mean, it's actually started as a tennis academy, and some of the all-time greats from Andre Agassi, Chrissy Everett, they all started here, and what the academy's done over the last few years is add sports. We have 8 different sports, and the way it's set up, from a football standpoint, is really to mimic, the college model. Our kids. We actually we have what we call sport in the morning, so they get up early, get breakfast in the morning, go to training table. We have meetings. We actually have practice and lift weights early in the morning before school, which school then starts. We have a college-type schedule. School doesn't start for us until 1 o'clock and goes till about 5:45. So it's that combination, that you probably don't normally get until you get to college. And from an athletic standpoint, we even our kids have to come back to study table from 7 to 8:30, and they do it all over again the next day. So it's a high academic school. We don't have any electives besides art, which is a state of Florida requirement, and it's one of those things where they learn to balance athletics and academics because we're preparing them for the college level.
The IMG Academy churns out prospects not only just in football, but all of your athletics, as you were stating. But with this football team, obviously guys are constantly going to the next level, and your defensive tackle, Josh Walker, just committed to the U of A. What can Wildcat fans anticipate from Josh Walker over the next couple of years?
He did. We were just talking about that. Josh is, he's a big, strong, nose tackle. He fills the A gap very well. I mean, and he's a blue collar guy. He's one of those throwback guys that, he's a big, strong upper body guy, good, strong lower body hip explosion, gets off blocks well, and he's a load to block. So, he's got great leverage. in regards to he's not that tall, and so I think he'll fit in really well with what they do schematically there, in Arizona.
And Coach, you guys travel, like we said, so much throughout the country. In terms of how Arizona stacks up as a football state, how would you describe State 48?
Yeah, I mean, just getting to know Coach a little bit. When we coached together in the UA game a couple of years ago, I think that it's interesting. When you watched him on TV last year against Valdosta, I actually watched him before that because they played Corona Centennial the week before we played Corona Centennial. So they're kind of my focal point of what it's all about in high school football. It's pretty good football, obviously, if you follow Chandler. So. But I think that, and I've always said that the best teams in each state are going to stack up pretty well against everybody else's best teams, and I've seen that out of Chandler for sure.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to seeing you here in the next couple of weeks.
Look forward to the trip, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, so that was Kevin Wright from the IMG Academy, head football coach. Obviously a ton of talent there, but one thing that I want to identify here for Chandler is they do have this game a few weeks from now, but they also are opening the season against Red Mountain. So we don't want to gloss over Red Mountain at all. This is a very good football team. If Chandler glosses over them, they very well could be on the losing end of that game as well. So that's going to be something that we preview here next week when we're looking at week 0. Right now we're at like week -1. So we were just kind of taking the broad look at the entire season. And when you have the number 3 team in the country and the number 17 team in the country, you definitely want to take a look at that. So we appreciate Coach coming on. And then, so moving on from this, there's just a ton of storylines both with IMG and Chandler. What are you most looking forward to with this game?
Well, I know you were up there at the opening in Oregon, and Chandler and IMG were both very well represented. The talent there. I mean, like you said, number 3 team, number 17 in the country. We're looking at 2 different states. We've discussed IMG is a powerhouse. They have a lot of Division I talent. That's what they're known for. They have kids coming there to play football. So I'm looking forward to just seeing the talent matchup in this game. But what stood out to you at the opening when you saw these guys?
Well, with the opening, they did have quite a few guys from IMG up there. But Xavier Thomas, know this name. He's the number 2 player in the country, defensive end, outside linebacker, and he was pushing around the top offensive tackles and guards in the country like they were rag dolls. So he's very quick. He's very elusive. He made a lot of these guys look silly, and these are guys going to Ohio State, the SEC powers, the top teams in the country. And then on the Chandler side, Gunnar Romney was out there. Arizona had 3 representatives, Tyler Shuck over at Hamilton, Solomon Enos over at North Canyon, and then Romney. And Romney was a relative unknown. He came in as a 3-star recruit. He came in, he was one of the last guys to make it in. He was actually a receiver for Tyler Shuck at the Elite 11, and then he caught the eye of some of the coaches, won the MVP, and earned himself an invite. And he came away, a lot of these national guys who may not have known him were very impressed with him. He ended up getting his 4-star, committed to BYU, and they were all walking away going, okay, we remember N'Keal Harry, now Gunnar Romney. You can certainly sprinkle quite a few other Chandler receivers in there, but that was a strong showing from both teams on there. And so that's going to be really exciting to see just a couple weeks from now. We're going to go ahead and go to break. Coming up next, we're going to be talking some of the top storylines and maybe guys that are returning, guys that will be need to be replaced here, and that's coming up next on the Friday Night 360 AZ Preview Show.